Hey, hello, Rodney. Just checking to see if my camera's working. Boy, it's a nice day out today. We've had some really strong rains out here. I'm in New Mexico, the high deserts of New Mexico. And I wanted to I just did a video. My very first polymer clay tutorial video. And for some reason, something happened and the whole thing is gone. So I'm not going to make another video like the one that I just made. I'm going to just do I'm just going to do just a little tour of my studio. Not much of a tour, just kind of give you a glimpse about what I'm doing. And so what happened was that I did this video and I was showing people what I was doing and all kinds of stuff, and like a regular tutorial. And it was kind of funny because the handle was falling out on my pasta machine and all kind. It was like a monkey trying to change a flat tire, I tell you. It was kind of funny. But I want to show you this. And this stuff right here, this is the pile of polymer clay that I bought many years ago. These two stacks here, many years ago. And I got it off of eBay. And basically I got screwed on the deal because the people that sold it to me sold me old polymer clay. And it was, this stuff was absolutely unusable, especially for somebody that didn't know anything about polymer clay. So anyway, I have a small pasta machine, and what I did was I was looking on, this is many years ago when I got this stuff, I looked and tried to find some way of reconditioning it, and I couldn't find anything that was acceptable. And then just recently I looked online within the last week or so, and there was a picture of a piece of some polymer clay and a hammer. And I thought, that's right up my alley. So what I did was I absolutely pounded on this polymer clay with a hammer. I pounded on it till it started to absolutely surrender. But it still didn't, it did not appear to me as though it was actually so good that it was going to be usable, because it was still a little crumbly. It was way better than it was, but it was still crumbly. And in the other video I was talking about how I'll do this as I'll tell you this little story. I was the polymer clay tutor in Canada. I was telling people about how I knew her. I used to be a babysitter, and she became a great polymer clay person because of what we did when she was a little kid, and I used to babysit her because she used to chew bubble gum. When I saw this, I thought, this is bubble gum. And the polymer clay tutor used to chew a lot of bubble gum, and so we started collecting the bubble gum and trying to figure out how to recondition it to where it's going to actually be worth something. And got a hammer, started whacking on it, and she started to absolutely become a great polymer clay artist, because the only polymer clay we had at that time was recycled bubble gum. And so that was part of the video, because polymer clay tutor, she's very good. I think as a beginner, I'm a total beginner. And then we got someone like Teresa Salgado. I was going to say Delgado. I think Salgado, maybe that's Italian, I don't know. But Teresa, I've been watching her do her canes, and she's really great at doing canes. I like that. And this polymer clay tutor, she's like good. She's good for beginners, and I'm a total beginner. And so I'm really kind of liking this thing. And you can see by looking at it there, if it's coming through, you can see the light's passing through it. So it's, you know, it can go real thin. And this stuff right here, so what I did with it is that I was whacking it. I mean, like seriously whacking it. And it was just getting crushed, but it wasn't that good. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to try some oil. So I got some motor oil out of my car, and it was too messy, and that didn't work. And so I thought, maybe I'll get some coconut oil. So I got some coconut oil, and I got a little piece of coconut oil. It was about that big, and as I was using it, I thought, this is way too much, because it was real oily. And I just kept pounding it, because I said, well, I'll just see what happens. So I kept pounding it, and then and it was oily. It was real slippery and oily and everything. So I put it in the bag, and I came back in about an hour, and it had absorbed the coconut oil. And so now you can see that it's very pliable, you know, and you can, you know, so I think this is, I don't know, like, I mean, the people that know all about this stuff, they'll be able to look at it and say, oh, that's no good or no good. So it kind of stretches about that far before it breaks. So maybe it's, you know, I don't know if it's good or not. I don't know. But this is what I've got, and so this is what I'm going to use. So this has been my first polymer clay tutorial. And I'm actually very satisfied with this so far. And I don't know, once I'm going to condition the others like this. So if anybody knows how to do this, let me know. So this is what I came up with. Or not really what I came up with. They had a picture of a hammer and some polymer clay, so I figured that part out. And I just put the coconut oil, and I think maybe the coconut oil is the key to this, because you can see where it actually, I mean, it's pretty good. It's very clay-like. So I'm real happy with it. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. And the other video went on forever. Because, I mean, I was dropping stuff and everything. It was really kind of comical. But I lost it. It just vanished. So kind of a new process I'm using for my camera. So the old thing didn't work. This is a different thing. So anyway, this is my studio. So this is my studio. That's what I looked like right there back in 1978, I think it was. There's an artist named John Sturmer who I traded some stuff with to do a family portrait in oil. My daughter has that oil painting. Beautiful painting. So these are some of the things that I've done. And so, here we go. I'm Rodney. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.